So wait a minute. So she has a picture from the house from the Notebook, and you
It's
don't
like
know if
it's
you've
like an
seen the
art
Notebook. Yeah.
picture, like
Well,
somebody
well,
sketched it.
well. I'm going to be texting her after we're done recording and letting her know you got to watch the Notebook.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Why?
I just don't want to.
We all have to do things we don't want to do. It's a good movie. I mean,
I do
I
enough. I do
personally,
enough stuff without that I don't
I,
want to.
well,
That's what I
but
like.
but to me, I will say there are better romance movies than the Notebook. I think it's
Well,
very
what I was
overrated.
gonna, I'd say I haven't seen rom coms, but there are some. Like I've seen Bounty Hunter. That's the one with Gerard Butler, and
Yes, Jennifer Aniston.
yeah, I've seen that one. Um,
I feel. Have
is
you seen The Ugly Truth? That's also Gerard Butler
I
and
don't know if
Katherine
I've seen that
Heigl.
one.
That one's
I don't
really
remember that
good.
one. But Bounty Hunter, I remember that one. The Proposal,
Oh man, I didn't put that one down. You're right. Ryan Reynolds and Sandy Bullock. Yeah,
fantastic. Betty White.
Betty White, the one and only.
Um,
All right, welcome back. Episode 40. Episode 40 this week. Starting off August strong.
Made it past your
And
age.
man, we've been past my age for the last couple episodes. Thank you very much. Something about single number, or not single number, like even number episodes, though, are kind of cool. It's like, hey, we're at episode 40. That's outstanding. Which, in the grand scheme, since we do these weekly, that means we are 12 episodes away from doing this for a whole year. Because obviously, the extra episodes, the 0.5s that we did, and the reflection episodes aren't factored into these counts. So
Yeah.
that means 12 more weeks, and we're at a year. So, but episode 40 this week, August 4th, and our story mode today is going to be peak cinematic throwbacks. So we're going back to movie centric. We did game centric last week, so back kind of movie focused this week. Kind of around our favorite movies growing up. I have no shame in saying that there is probably kind of a focus around action movies. I think Oscar and I both primarily focused a lot on action flicks growing up. Now there's some others kind of splashed in, but it's just going to be kind of a general discussion around some that we consider true classics, some cult classics, but really all things movie related. Then our side quests this week, we're going to have Power Cycle, specifically around our most memorable theater experience. So, and this isn't something recent. The thought process here is to kind of pull from the memory archives, if you will.
Because
And
Chase has
then,
been into the movies a lot in the past week.
dude, this week has been insane for movies. I mean, Spider Man, I've seen twice, and then I did go see the Odyssey. You went and saw the Odyssey too, so
Mm.
it's been a hell of a week for movies this week. But yeah, memorable experience wise, is specifically kind of nostalgic focused. So that's going to be our first side quest with Power Cycle, and then our second is going to be now loading. So that's our social media trend topic, which we're going to do a bracket challenge this week. Which, if you are in the Discord, the idea came up about dropping our bracket in Discord. So if you want to participate, so Austin has that built and ready to go. We'll drop that in the Discord for folks who are interested to partake. So, did I miss anything for our press start?
No, I think you covered pretty much everything. We can go ahead and hop into our story mode.
Yep, let's go ahead and jump into it. Peak cinematic throwbacks. All right. So, in general, with this particular story mode, we're going to talk about it's kind of just a hodgepodge. The focus is definitely on nostalgic movies, nothing that's super recent, but could be things about, movie rental stories. All of these topics we've covered at some kind of minor mentions in previous episodes, but for movie rental stories, DVD menus, all kinds of different things, just everything kind of related to iconic peak films that we grew up with and absolutely love. So it may not be about the movies themselves. It could be, about midnight experiences, personalized stories, merchandise, all kinds of things. So that being said, we have this kind of broken down into some different eras leading up to like the 2000s being like the DVD era. But starting with kind of what is defined as like the foundation era, if you will. And the ones that I have listed here, Austin, you're looking at the screen. Obviously, there's a slew of others that are going to come up as we start talking about it. It's just the
Yeah.
ones that came to mind first, at first. Um, in general, for me, I think I've mentioned it enough times on here. When I think of absolute peak movies for me that are kind of those older 80s, 90s movies that I have the most fond memories with growing up, it's got to be Die Hard. Like, without a doubt, Die Hard is the best Christmas movie of all time as well. I'm not arguing with anyone about it because that means their opinion is wrong.
Well,
Um,
it's funny to me because a lot of these movies, like I have seen these movies, like I want to make sure that standard, but I don't know if some of these movies. There's one movie on here that we will get into, and I've seen that movie about 800,000 times.
it's
But
probably your Die Hard equivalent, I would assume.
yes, but like a lot of these other movies, like I've seen them. Like I remember watching all the Die Hards, and I've seen them a couple times. Even those I've seen recently. But like the Lethal Weapon movies, I've seen those. I remember watching the Lethal Weapon movies,
Yeah.
but it hasn't been for
Oh, yeah. No,
years.
I agree. And but that's the thing. That era, like with Die Hard, you had the Die Hard movies, which there's um in that nostalgic era, there's three. It was originally a trilogy: Die Hard, Die Harder, and then Die Hard with a Vengeance. And then, of course, they did come out with a fourth one: Live Free or Die Hard, and then A Good Day to Die Hard. But Lethal Weapon, they also were a trilogy, and then years later they came out with a fourth one, technically. But that was kind of the era for these kind of insane action flicks, all
Well,
with the quirky one-liners and stuff like that.
well, it's funny because like so it's my my favorite movie, one or I guess series because I like the second one almost just as much, but Top Gun. I love Top Gun. I mean, my kid's literally named after Top Gun. So,
Yeah, that, and
well, he's named it for two reasons, but that's one of the reasons.
what's the
Have
other
you ever
reason?
seen what's the name of the movie?
Is it the movie called Maverick? Was it with Mel Gibson?
Is that the one where he's in the game where he's gambling, he's on the cruise
Yeah.
ship or he's on the
Yeah,
boat?
I think it's called Maverick, yeah.
That's what I was looking to see.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm pretty sure it's called.
but those are the two reasons.
I did not know that. I knew it was because Top
I
Gun, but
loved this movie. It was called Maverick. I love that movie. I've watched that movie. I can't tell you how many times. I've even
well,
watched that movie recently,
well,
which you
and
don't have
that
on here.
one,
It came out in '94.
yeah, and that one also that the scene where isn't it Alfred Molina, the guy who played Doc Ock? Isn't that who's across from him when they're doing the
Yes,
whole
when he's like,
cheating thing?
"I want one, but I want him to take it
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
him to deal it." Yeah,
I forgot all about that movie. But yeah, see,
that was a good movie.
well, because that's the thing, like in the 80s, 90s, like
I
Bruce
think
Wi-
Top Gun came out like mid '80s, right? I can't remember the
I
actual release year.
yeah, but like your staple action stars, like you had Bruce Willis, you could
It
say
was
Mel Gibson.
'86.
Okay, you could say Mel Gibson was in there. Of course, you got Schwarzenegger, you got Stallone. A lot of key action stars. Tom Cruise, I don't think. Obviously, huge star in that era, but he did so many other things that weren't solely action focused. I don't necessarily throw him in the action star um,
Until now,
bucket.
nowadays,
Nowadays, totally different. He's known for his stunts. With all his Mission
yeah.
Impossibles and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I definitely would put him. But back then, he was doing, Risky Business. He was doing Rain Man. He was doing like all kinds of, which, fun fact, did you know that Hans Zimmer did the score for Rain Man?
Mm.
Like, I did not know that until I went to his
Well,
concert. And then that's when I was looking up all his music, but then it popped up on TikTok again the other day.
so, but what I was getting at with Top Gun is like there's stuff like people in my work know that this is my favorite movie, so they call me Goose all the time. Like they legitimately call me Goose like
Is that
all the
because
time.
geese have big beaks and you have big bills and you have a big nose?
You know, probably not.
Or were you just flipping me off? I was taking a drink of my beverage and I missed your face.
No, I wasn't actually.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, but and like I have one guy that works for me, and every time he comes to, he wants to he asks me something or he knows I'm going to ask a question, all I hear is "Talk to me,
Talk to
Goose," and
me,
I hear
Goose.
it. I hear it. It's every day.
That
And
is
if he
so
wants something
funny.
done and like he'll text me and say, "Goose, can you do this?" Like it's just that's what he does all the time. So that, and then I feel the
The
need
need for
for
speed.
speed. Best two
Well,
lines, two of my favorite lines in the entire
what
movie.
and see that's the thing. Movies back then had these very like staple quotes and staple lines. And now,
Yippee
given you
ki
could,
yay!
oh, exactly. And see, you could argue for the action flicks, like you could argue that technically that whole witty one liner or good line stuff started with like Clint Eastwood in the Dirty Harry and
Yeah,
stuff like that, which I tried to watch those and they were just too old, for me. You know what I mean?
I've watched
But
them. I mean, they're not terrible, but they're not. We watched them one day. Me and a buddy of mine watched. I think it was like three of them, three Dirty Harry movies.
there's several of them, yeah, but they're all pretty old. Like really, like I think 70. I mean,
He watches a lot of like classic movies, and he just that's what he wanted to watch. Like he was like, "Look, let's watch these." And the other thing that I want to make note: movies here, out of the movies you wouldn't watch this week, what was the average time you were in a theater?
oh, the movies this week. I mean 3 hours, 3 hours 10 minutes. I mean,
That's what. So what I'm getting at, these movies are almost all hour and a half, hour and 35 minutes long, or a lot of them are.
some of them, yeah, some of. I mean,
Well,
you're
like
right.
I know Top Gun is. I know Top Gun is. Top Gun's like an hour and 38 minutes. I think RoboCop's another one that's not very long.
I don't know if that's right. Oh, yeah, Top Gun it's an hour and 49. I don't know
I
why I
knew it was
thought that.
something like that.
Yeah, I thought it was longer than that. Yeah, sure enough.
No, the original Top Gun wasn't. The Top Gun Maverick was like 2 hours and
Yeah.
like 28 minutes or something like that.
Well,
Maybe not.
I think what threw me off is Die Hard because Die Hard is like 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours and 15 minutes, so it's a little longer.
Yeah,
But
but I
you're
just
right.
feel like, yeah, I don't know why you're questioning me on that one movie, but if you could question me on pretty much any other movie, and
I know that's the one that I shouldn't at all. But for some reason I
I've
just
seen that
felt
movie
like it
so
was
many
longer.
times.
Yeah.
But that's just what I'm getting at. Like, I feel like movies weren't as long. Like nowadays, like it's hard for you to go to a movie's unless it's a comedy. If it's a straight comedy, there's a lot of times they're hour and 30, hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah,
But
when I
if it
went and
is
saw a
a
scary
in
movie.
theater movie, it's very rarely less than 2 hours, 2 hours and 20 minutes or something like that.
Oh, agreed. Yeah, because I think all of these. You're right. Because I mean, RoboCop, I don't think was very long
Top
either.
Gun, like I said, wasn't. I don't think any of the Lethal Weapons were more than an hour and a half long or something like that. Um,
Yeah,
the original Ghostbusters, I don't think was more than an hour and a half. Goonies, you have it on here. I don't think it was that long,
yeah. You know what's so funny about me putting the Goonies on here is like I still have never seen the Goonies.
which is
Actually,
crazy.
I
That's a
know,
crazy statement.
I know, but the reason I put it on here is because Rob used to always give me shit at work back at GameStop about doing the truffle shuffle and all that. And the first time he did it, I had no idea what he was talking about because I've never seen the Goonies. So I had to go and I didn't go and watch the movie. I just looked up what the truffle shuffle was.
Well, and what's crazy is you don't have one of the most. And Rob used to do it too. Hey, you guys!
Is that from the Goonies?
That's from the Goonies.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. See, I still haven't seen it.
I know, but that's
Like,
what I'm saying. Like you used to do. Like that's a quote from the movies. Like it was Sloth.
yeah, now like I have seen like as far as other movies kind of in that area, like I've seen Stand by Me, I've seen the original It movie because I guess they all kind of have similar vibes to each other, with kids kind of. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it's a horror movie, but or horror series, if you will. Um, but I mean, there was still,
Man, some of these movies though, if they put like Toad, if they put Top Gun to where like they did a like they're doing what is it
oh, the Fast and Furious are re-released in
where they're
theaters.
putting them in, yeah. So if they did that with Top Gun, I'd 100% go watch that.
Oh, dude, I have no doubt. I mean, and that's the thing that I find funny is like these movies, we very much our memories of these movies are sitting at home watching them on VHS. And like that's how we remember. I mean, Die Hard being my peak, Top Gun being your peak, but same with all the other action flicks of that era. we didn't get to see these in theaters. So if they do
Um,
re-releases, yeah, the idea of
we would well, it's
experiencing
like
these,
well, me and you talked about it whenever we did the trilogy. I think it was on the trilogy episode, but we talked about it with Star Wars. How me and Becca have been going back whenever they release them when they're on the 25th, 30th anniversary.
yeah,
They release them. We go back to the movies and watch them in theaters.
yep.
You know, so
Yeah, because that's the thing. These are. There's not a whole lot that I grew up with that I would want to go and see. Like if they did a re-release of Die Hard in theaters, I would totally go see it. But it's just one of those, and obviously they're doing that a lot these days. So I'm sure all of these will get some kind of
they're
re-release.
just not in very long. They're only there for what, a week.
No, yeah, they don't do them for very long. I
Like, I
actually
think
do.
whenever we talked about Fast and Furious, it comes out like the 21st, and I think it's done like the 28th or the
Yeah.
30th or something like that. It's like a
Well,
two. It's like a week or two.
yeah, and I do think that they did that for. I think they did do that for Top Gun before Maverick came out, but they may not have because that was that peak COVID time. Because the whole thing is Top
Yeah.
Gun Maverick
Well,
pulled
that's
us
the
out of
thing. They
COVID.
were gonna do it, I think, and then if you remember, Top Gun 2 or Top Gun Maverick was supposed to come out during like the very beginning of COVID, and it got pushed back. It was supposed to come out in like March
Yeah,
and or something like that, February or March, and it got pushed back and didn't come out until I think it was May of that year.
yeah, it was
It pushed
either.
back like 2 months.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was May 27th of
Well,
22.
out of curiosity, I wonder how long is the original Ghostbusters?
The original Ghostbusters
You type faster than I do.
is hour 45 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. So you see what I'm saying? Where like a lot of them are like the hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. Like
Yeah, well,
you,
and to that
I don't
point,
know if that's, I don't know what that is. Like what's
well,
changed and made movies longer, but
Ghostbusters is a good example because they did Afterlife and Frozen Empire. So Afterlife came out in 21, Frozen Empire 2024. Both of those are just over 2 hours.
yeah.
So it's you're right. They're getting
Well, and if you think about it, so this is the other way you put it. So like runtime also includes credits, like if I remember right. Like it's like the
I think
entire run
so.
of the
Yeah.
film. It's the entire run of the film. So if you think about it, like we'll use this because we just looked it up. It was an hour and 45, or is that what you said?
Yeah. Yep.
If you take credits out of it, it's really only like an
Hour 35 probably.
hour and 30, and then you take the previews and like the or whatever. I don't know who made Ghostbusters, but the opening like uh
Right.
credits and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah, I know what you're
Because
talking about.
that's something you remember all the time. I remember the MGM with the lion, the Universal, like the globe coming up, But that's
Oh,
what you take that out and you take the credits out of the end, like that's a 10, 12 minutes of the movie.
yeah.
Do you
Well,
see what I'm saying? So like it's just another
100%.
factor.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like I said, I didn't list out because I could go ham when I think of movies during this era because there were also Bruce Willis had a bunch of other movies. The Last Boy Scout came out kind of around this time, Last Man Standing, Striking Distance, like all those peak Bruce Willis action flicks
Yeah.
came out around here.
Well,
Schwarzenegger had like
that's where I was getting
Commando.
ready to go with it. Like, because I don't see any of the Schwarzenegger movies, and some of his should have been
Yeah,
on
some of
this,
them.
but you have them in the next one. Do you have some of them
Yeah,
in the next one? Like
yeah, the
True
VHS
Lies,
kind of golden
for instance.
era.
Yeah, so this is Chase listed as the VHS golden era, but I was gonna say True Lies is the one where his like wife uh gets incorporated in it, right? Is that
Yeah,
one?
it's Jamie Lee Curtis is playing his
Yeah,
wife,
Jamie Lee Curtis. Well, and I
and that's a
remember this
that's
one where
a
Schwarzenegger.
and that's a James Cameron movie. The guy who's doing Avatar and all that stuff. James Cameron did
Well,
True
I was gonna
Lies.
say because that's the one I remember that scene from when I was younger because
Oh, was that your rewind and pause movie?
no, I actually never had a movie I did that on, to be completely honest.
Oh, what? Oh, bullshit.
I promise you
E-
I didn't.
Every
I
young
promise you I
boy
didn't.
growing up had a movie that you would pause,
No, because
rewind.
whenever I was there, 16, 17, and 18 played skin flicks after at the time.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess then you didn't have to then. Okay.
So, but anyway,
Fair. Okay. All right.
talking
That
about
makes sense then.
this,
I'll cut you some slack.
yeah, but talking about this, like that movie, I just remember the scene where um Schwarzenegger's in the back corner and she's doing all that and trying to keep the like
Yeah, and he's
what
like
is
in the
the
shadows and all that.
yeah, I remember that, and then I remember the later on in there. So
Yeah, that's the thing. You get into and technically Foundation era and VHS Golden era kind of bleed into each other. You're right because with Schwarzenegger, I mean, yes, True Lies, Predator. He did the first Predator, and then Danny Glover did the second Predator. But you had Commando, and then of course all the Terminator movies, which I'd say I feel like during this era, folks had to land on Schwarzenegger or Stallone. And I definitely leaned more into Stallone with the Rambo movies.
Yeah.
More, I would say, than like
I've
Terminator.
I feel like my mom and dad used to watch a lot more of the Schwarzenegger movies, so I remember them more than the Terminator, than the Rambo and stuff like
Than the
that.
Rambos
When
and
I
stuff.
think of Sylvester Stallone, I think of Rocky, which
Yeah.
reminds me they're coming out with that movie on him,
Yes.
and I want to go see it.
Oh yeah, no, that looks outstanding. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, though, so in this era, I mean, it's the same thing though. I mean, because even though Rocky wouldn't be considered your kind of dumb fun action movies, but that was still part
Well,
of the Schwarzenegger
I
Stallone kind of
remember.
battle back and forth.
Well, I remember that whenever Rocky came out, my dad had a collection, and it was all the VHSs. And if you lined them up, it would show the American flag on the side of them.
Oh
And it
yeah,
was,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and like it was like Rocky was on one, and Apollo was on the side of one, and then like it was like, but I remember that.
Well, and yeah, that's the thing. I remember with the VHSs. So I don't know if I don't remember many people doing this, but you remember with VHS tapes. So of course you could record on VHSs, obviously. And you remember the plastic like clamshell video cases you
Hmm.
would get for the videos that you recorded. So my grandpa would take you know how you buy VHS, it would come in a cardboard sleeve, and we're not talking Disney VHSs. Um, because they had those weird rubber clamshell that are worth much money now. Anyway, my grandpa would take the front, the spine, and then he would cut the back off and tape it to the back of the front, and basically he would put it in these plastic cases. So the shelf that had VHSs, it wasn't just the loosey goosey cardboard; they were all in these clamshell plastic cases. And but he cut up the cardboard to fit inside the plastic so that you could still see the spine, you could still see the cover, you could still see the back, that had the little synopsis and all that stuff. Um, but that's what I mean because, and that's like all that we watched. Primarily were like action movies. I mean, obviously, we ended up getting the Expendables like years later that combined all of these action stars in one movie, which was outstanding. But I mean, outside of the obvious with Stallone and Schwarzenegger.
Well, I was trying to look too. If this is the movie? The Rock is the one when they're on Alcatraz, right?
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. Nicolas Cage was kind of a,
That's what I
a,
was gonna
a,
say.
a kind of a random action star during this time too, because you had The
Well,
Rock.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery was in there too. Yeah. That's another one that I think Hans Zimmer did the score to, I believe. But that movie
That was
was
a good
outstanding.
movie.
Oh,
That
and
was a
had
good movie.
and Ed Harris was the villain. But see, Nicolas Cage had a hell of a run. Not that he's not still awesome, but you had The Rock. You also had Con Air, which I assume you've seen Con Air. At least I
Oh,
hope to God you've
well,
seen
that's what
Con
I
Air.
was looking. I was looking to see. There's some of them like I have to remember because it's been so long since I've seen them.
Right.
No, but that movie came out when I was 3 years old.
Yeah. Well, no need to rub that in, but um, well,
I
you
don't
need to watch.
know. Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, Con Air is outstanding. It's got Nicolas Cage, it's got John Malkovich, Dave Chappelle's in it. Like it is peak Nicolas Cage. And then you also have Face Off, because Face Off is another key Nicolas Cage movie. That's the one with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta, which they are apparently doing like they did with Top Gun, where they did what they're calling a legacy sequel, where we had Top Gun back in the 80s, and then they did Top Gun Maverick 20, 30, however many years later it was.
I think it was
Apparently, yeah, apparently Face Off, they're doing the same thing. They're going to be doing a legacy sequel to that with Travolta and Nick Cage. But he had a couple other action flicks during this time too. It was like Snake
well.
Eyes and a couple others. But he was another kind of
So
action star
I
during
have
that
a
time.
random question because of one of the movies on here, though. So, what was Will Smith's Fresh Prince? Obviously.
Yep.
What was his first big movie? Was it Independence Day or was it Men in Black?
Um, I think Will Smith's first big one was. There's no way that's right. I feel like I want to
So
say I want to say Bad Boys, to be honest. Yeah.
no,
Okay.
Men in Black came out in 97.
Yeah, Bad Boys came out in 95.
Oh, the original Bad Boys came out in 95?
Yep. Yep. So you
I
had
didn't know that.
yeah, so as far as Will Smith, you had Bad Boys in 95, Independence Day in 96, and Men in Black in 97.
Well, that's
So
another guy that
you
it's
talk
not as
about
much
a hell of a run 3 years in a row.
that man. What was the third movie you said? You said Independence Day, Bad Boys, Independence
Bad
Day.
Boys, Independence Day, and Men in Black.
Oh, dude, that's crazy. Well, but speaking of that, I don't know if you have them on here because I gotta
No,
see when they came out.
no,
No,
as
no,
soon
no.
as I forgot about the Bad Boys movies, but those are absolutely insane. I mean, that was the perfect mix of comedy and action.
So, well, what I was gonna say is, growing up, I watched a lot of sports movies. I think I've told you that before, like
Oh yeah,
pretty
yeah. I don't
nice.
think that's
You ever heard of the movie Blue Chips?
no.
So it is a
Blue
movie.
Chips.
If this, I gotta see if this is the one that, yeah, I believe this one has.
Oh, I recognize the case. Is that Nick Nolte? Yeah, Nick Nolte is in there.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I think if this is the movie, it basically talks about how they ended up
It
like
has it
this.
has Shaquille O'Neal in it.
Yes, they ended up. It has a couple of like big name like basketball
Oh,
players. Penny
yeah.
Hardaway's in it.
I don't
Bob
know who that
Cousy,
is.
that's a big
I don't know who
name.
that is.
They're all. Promise, like they're
Oh,
very known.
actually, you know what? I might know who Hardaway is. Did he play on the Orlando Magic?
Yeah,
The only reason I know who it is he was in NBA Jam, and
yeah.
I always played as the
Well,
Orlando Magic.
so but they ended up like this movie. I remember this movie. I haven't watched it in a long time, but it's like basically talking about how he ended up paying players to get them to come here, and
Oh, like they
he's
did at U of L with Rick Pitino.
which is funny because Rick Pitino's in that movie.
No, he's not.
I swear, I'm looking at it. Look, hold on. This will move it to. Can you see my screen? Can you? Does it
Uh,
show
I just see the bracket
the
for
bracket?
later.
Okay. No, he's on there. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, I see it. No, you're right. Oh, that's hysterical. The irony in that, which
Yeah. So,
my sister's gonna listen to this and get so mad that I brought that up. But
well, I mean, it was kind of proven that it was his
right,
assistant,
yeah,
but it was his assistant, it's not him. But um,
right.
but I watched a lot of sports movies. That Hoosiers,
Oh
Coach
yeah.
Carter was 2000s.
Well, and that's why when we did our press start, I kind of mentioned that it kind of leaned into action flicks very heavily because as I was making this list, I realized I kept putting action flicks. So there's some that are not, and it's because I
There's
realized that I was putting so many action movies, even
Well, and
though
you
there were
brought
so
it
many
up.
others.
So there's a movie that I'm looking for, and now I can't remember what it is. Because what I was getting at with Bad Boys is Martin Lawrence. I
Yes,
love Martin Lawrence, but I'm trying to remember. There's a movie, and it's about a diamond that
Blue
gets
Streak,
dropped.
Blue
Blue
Streak.
Streak.
Yep.
That's where I was going with it,
As
and
soon
I
as
knew it
you
was Blue
said there was,
something.
as soon as you said Martin Lawrence and you're thinking of a movie, I'm like Blue Streak. That's one of
Well,
my favorite Martin Lawrence movies.
well, I like National Security, but it's a little bit
National
older.
No,
It's a little
National
bit older.
Security is probably my second favorite Martin Lawrence
Yeah,
movie.
but those two movies, the one whenever he drops with the diamond,
Oh my
is that
gosh.
and he goes over the country line where he's in.
Yes. Yeah, that
Fantastic movie, great movie.
yeah, it was yeah, and I completely forgot about Bad Boys until you brought up Will Smith,
Well, there's
but
a lot like I said, like you have this one on here though. Like you have some of or is this the same? Yeah, but Sandlot, Mighty Ducks, Space Jam, like
yeah, so I mean, I did, and you can see on this list when my brain started being like, "Oh my gosh, I have all these action movies. I got to think of some other stuff from around this era that I can remember watching."
well,
And I guess you could argue with the Sandlot, Mighty Ducks, etc. Like I don't remember watching those on VHS per se. I remember seeing them like on cable TV, like
I
on
remember watching
Disney
Mighty
or
Ducks on Disney.
yeah, yeah.
Sandlot, I remember renting Sandlot and
Yeah,
watching it at the house.
no, and I'm the same way because Quentin played baseball, and that's for some reason why I remember watching. I very clearly remember watching The Sandlot at
Um,
Quentin's, and because I don't.
we owned Space Jam.
Oh yeah, I
Dad was a
haven't
very,
seen
very big Michael Jordan fan, so it had Michael Jordan in it, so we own that one.
that. That makes sense. I have not seen. They did a sequel right with LeBron James?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Eh.
but no, you're right. There were. I mean, my favorite sports movie of all time came out in this era, and that's Remember the Titans. Um,
It's
which
a
I mean,
classic. It is a
yeah,
classic.
for
You
me,
you see
that is,
that you see that TV rolled in the school?
huh?
You see
Oh
that TV
yes,
getting rolled in, you know
the
you're about to watch either Remember the Titans
Remember the Titans or Hoosiers.
or Hoosiers
Hoosiers is
Hoosiers
the
is another one that was really, really good.
yeah. He
So,
died recently, I think. Gene
yes.
Hackman. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I believe he
Which
passed it somewhat recent.
well, and
Well,
I thought I heard that they were going to do so again. Talking about legacy sequels. I heard now it's not going to be a sequel. That's weird, but conceptually, hear me out here. They're calling it a legacy sequel for Hoosiers because they're going to apparently do a movie based on that dude or that team, the Indiana football team last year or whatever. That
they said something about that. That is going to be a fantastic movie with Kurt Signetti and the Indiana team
yeah,
and winning the championship, going undefeated and stuff. Yeah.
yes, like that, and then because they did the movie Hoosiers all those years ago, they're referring to it kind of as a legacy
Well,
sequel because it's
but
still an Indiana sports team.
he still has one of the best interview lines I have ever heard in the sports world. Kurt Signetti does.
I feel like you told me this already. What was it?
Well, he said someone asked something along the lines of like, "What's your plan here? Like, what do you want to do?" Or, it's a losing season, or why would they hire you, so on and so forth, or something of that line along those lines. And he said, "I win. Google me."
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
See, because the mainstream sports stuff I can keep up with because it comes across my social media.
yeah.
The niche sports stuff I don't really see very often.
So,
Um,
but even then, like, so now we were talking about movies that were like not like how movies were kind of short at this time. But then
yeah.
you have one on here, Shawshank Redemption. It was a 2.5 hour movie. Like, and it was
Well,
a true like 2 hour and like 20-minute movie.
now I will say this. So Shawshank Redemption, I had not seen for years. And finally, everyone was kind of up my ass about how this is one of the best films of all time, one of the best films of all time. And I've seen it now. Like I have watched it. And Shawshank is a great movie. But and again, I enjoy just about everything that I watch. I mean, I've only like walked out of like two movies in my entire life, or turned off like two movies that I didn't
That
like.
we had to,
Yeah.
because we have walked out of a movie recently.
Oh yes,
And
that's true. That
I've
is
never
true.
done that.
Yeah, agreed. But like Shawshank was good, but it is never like if you were to ask me top 10 movies of all time, and I had to
I
use like
remember,
I wouldn't put Shawshank in my top 10 of all time.
well, I just had to Google, we were talking about Mel Gibson. Um, I didn't know when this movie came out. It's a little
You
bit
know?
after
Oh,
this.
you talking about the Patriot?
Yeah, it came out in 2000s, so that's more
Can,
like our next
can,
era. But like
can
that
we talk
movie was
about the fact that
fantastic.
so far every time you're like, oh, I'm thinking of this movie, boom, I got it every time. It's
You
like
do
Blue
watch a
Streak,
lot of movies
Patriot.
though.
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
watch nearly as many as I used to, but this kind of era, like for sure. Like, I mean, but in talking about longer movies, like I agree that there were a lot of short movies, but Shawshank insanely long. Titanic,
Hey,
it was
so
so insanely long. It had two
mhm.
VHS tapes. That was my
Well,
rewind VHS tape. By the way.
so we were talking about so you put on here Big Lebowski, it's fantastic
Oh
movie.
yeah, one of them cult classics
I
from that
hadn't
era.
seen it. I hadn't seen it until about 2 years ago.
Yeah, I haven't. It was recent
Now,
for me
there's
too.
another bowling movie, and you're probably going to know the name of it, and I can't remember the name of it. But because the bowling movie, he put his hand in the ball.
Yep, Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, what's
It
that movie?
is. Uh, I'm gonna hate myself here when I see it. My brain went to
What
Tin
is the
Cup,
name
but
of
that's
that movie?
my brain went Tin Cup, but that's the golf movie with Kevin Costner, Kingpin.
Yes, fantastic. Another
Yep.
fantastic bowling movie.
Yes, I forgot all about that. It's also got Randy Quaid in it, and Oh man, who else was in that? I can't think of her name, but I can see her face. But Randy Quaid was in that with Woody Harrelson. But yeah, he's got
Yeah,
the hook on his hand and all that. Yeah, that is another good sports movie. There,
fantastic movie.
there were a shitload of cult classics kind of in this era because yeah, Big Lebowski is considered a cult classic, but you also got Office Space, which being a kind of white collar worker, I had never seen Office Space, but after watching it, I'm like, oh, so this is exactly like if I feel like if I would have watched Office Space, I would not have gotten into the field that I'm in because it is so accurate for the
Well,
corporate world. It's insane.
I know I kind of skipped a little bit because we were talking about sports
Oh
movies,
yeah,
but we
yeah.
can't not talk about Jurassic Park and like Jumanji, and which this should have been Robin Williams' run, is it not?
It is. So again, I threw this together very quickly because, but yeah, in you've got. I mean, we talked about
Hold on, I'm about to
Stallone's
look them up in
run.
order. I'm looking them up in order to see.
Well, I'll tell you this: Patch Adams came out in '98 because Ellery got me a poster of that, and it's 1998, so of course. But no, Robin Williams. You had Patch Adams, you had Jack, you had Aladdin,
Good
you had
morning, Vietnam.
yep, you had
Well, I'm looking for a
Mrs.
movie in particular.
Doubtfire.
Do I'm loo- do you remember the one whenever he's a kindergartner?
Jack.
Is that Jack? Is that what it's
Yeah.
called?
Are you talking about
Another
where
great
he's
movie.
is it the one where he's like
Yep,
expedited
this is it.
aging? Yeah.
Yeah, this is it.
Dude, I'm
Jack,
telling you, I'm on point
Glover, Goodwill.
every
Well,
time.
so I was gonna bring this one up.
Goodwill
Goodwill
Hunting.
Hunting.
Yes.
You don't even have that on the list somehow,
I
but
know, I know. Like I said,
fantastic movie. Patch Adams,
I
he
didn't
had a
lean
run
on
right there.
look, I didn't lean on ChatGPT this time. These were all just what came off the top of my head at the moment in time. So, that's the thing. There's so many, and that's what's funny. Like for me, when I start thinking of movies, I'm generally thinking more like that era, like more than
Well,
anything,
the
is what I
Jumanji is what made me think of like Robin Williams, and I'm like, dude, Robin Williams was like you have Jumanji on here, you don't even have like Miss
the
Doubtfire is probably one of his biggest ones,
oh
if I had to guess.
dude.
Like
I love
if
Mrs.
you could
Doubtfire.
go, if you had, that's probably his biggest movie, I'd say, right?
Well, no, probably Aladdin, because
Well,
Disney.
yeah, yeah.
But no, I would say that's probably a pretty fair statement. I mean, is Mrs. Doubtfire?
Not voice music, but like full on acting. That is probably his biggest movie.
Yeah, that I absolutely. I mean, it's got him, Sally
Well,
Field, Pierce
Jumanji's
Brosnan.
another one that has a lot in it though. Like Jumanji was.
Yeah, I will say, like, I love the original Jumanji. The newer ones, yeah. I mean, give me the old one. I
I
mean,
think they're okay. Like I
no,
don't mind.
I
I
enjoy
like the
them. I like
characters
them.
in them, like Jack Black, Kevin Hart, The Rock.
Yeah,
Like
I like the modern take on it, but yeah, I definitely prefer the original. Um, but no, this same kind of the thing is, oh, before I forget, um,
did you forget the
I meant
first
to
rule?
I meant to what? Did I forget the
First
first rule?
a Fight Club.
Oh yeah, we don't talk about Fight Club. Yeah, that's a great movie too. Um, and that's
Who's
another
who? That's
Brad Pitt and
yeah,
Edward
that's
Norton.
Pitt, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and see that's the thing. During this time, like there was also uh there's movies that came out during this time that they're bringing back today, which tells you how iconic this kind of era is. We saw it with Top Gun. Tom Cruise is about to do it again with Days of Thunder, but Heat that's on here. Heat's got Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer. Like that is an iconic Michael Mann movie. They are doing it's a sequel with Leonardo DiCaprio, Christian Bale. Like that tells you how iconic. Now, of course, the thing is, people get pissed off and say that Hollywood has no original ideas, so they're doing reboots or sequels or whatever. But no, there are plenty of original ideas in Hollywood. I don't know why people say there are no original ideas. There's plenty of original ideas. But what they're doing is they are pulling on the nostalgic factor of all of us millennials for these movies. I mean, there is just I mean, we
No,
saw it
there's
with
some of them they
Independence
just
Day
can't do
too.
that with though.
No, I agree. I think there's some that they should not
Like
touch and just leave alone. But
Boondock Saints is one that you have on your Cult Classics that they should never.
well, there are two, I
Yeah,
believe.
but
But
the first one was the one that like
oh yeah.
I don't think
Well,
I don't think you should ever redo Big Lebowski. Like that's just
no,
a classic.
no.
You know.
Well, and that's the thing. This time period too is Kevin Smith, all of us Kevin Smith's movies. Like I have Clerks written down, but Kevin Smith did Clerks, which we talked about in the trilogy episode. But he did Clerks, he did Mallrats, he did Chasing Amy, he did Dogma, he did Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Like you talk about
Fantastic movie, man.
comedies that couldn't be made today, which we've already discussed this. There's so many
Yeah.
outstanding comedies that could never be made today. Um, but when we transition though from kind of the VHS kind of era, if you will, to like the DVD era, I guess. Like I know for me, when I think of DVDs, we've talked about this before, but when we talk about DVDs, I think of the menu screen. Like in two senses of the word. One, the menu that was unique to the DVD, but then also how each DVD company, and I guess it's not the DVD that does this, it was the DVD player, but the little screensavers. Like I saw so many variations of it, with
Dude, I remember waiting for a teacher to start a movie and it just bouncing and everyone's like, "Oh, is it gonna hit the quarter? Is it gonna hit the quarter? Is it gonna hit
yeah.
the quarter?"
Yeah,
So
but I mean, so many DVDs, because obviously VHS, you just pop in, you hit play. Of course, you had to rewind, blah blah blah. But DVDs, you had the screen, the menu screen, if you will, along with special features, etc. Did you ever like? Do you have when you think of DVD menu screens? Is there a movie that like you fell asleep to a bunch or whatever that you remember waking up middle of the night
Finding
and just
Nemo.
being Finding Nemo?
Like I would
Really?
just play, yeah, because it would be so. It was funny. So remember, I talked about that TV that I had that I would watch like Nick at Night or something like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Well, not it's Finding Nemo was one, and then I watched the original live action Scooby Doo.
Oh,
I would
gotcha, with
play
Freddie
it.
Prinze Jr. and all them?
Yeah, I'd play it to go like just to have something on TV. I used to before I met my wife. Like I was always fall asleep to something on TV. Like
Yeah,
always.
I still
So
do.
I
If
don't
it's not
anymore.
yeah. But for me, it's always the first Step Up movie. And it's because I had a short stint in high school where I I didn't live with somebody else. Like I still lived at home, but I spent like the majority of my night staying at this girl's house, and she loved the Step Up movie. So we would always fall asleep watching Step Up. So I've always been an early riser, getting up 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever. And obviously wasn't smoking then, but I'd still get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And that, I mean, I just remember that opening song on that DVD menu for the Step Up movie, which that series in general, I know I don't think they're your cup of tea, but
I've
all
seen most of them.
oh, have you? See, Revolution
That
is my favorite,
Pitch
but
Perfect is another one that I've seen quite a bit.
oh man, I didn't put Pitch Perfect on here.
Well, Pitch
Um,
Perfect, I don't remember because me and Kelsey went and watched the second one when it came out, and that was probably like 2012 or 13.
yeah, it Pitch
So
Perfect.
Pitch Perfect's probably like 2010s ish.
Yeah, these kind of dates, looking these dates up, make me feel super old. Um, because it doesn't seem that old. 2012. Um,
That makes sense because that's when I graduated high school. So,
oh my god, yeah. See, these are the moments that make me feel old. Um,
well, I
but
mean, just
but
look
no,
at your beard.
because I'm a sucker, dude. It's funny you say that. The memories popped up on social media today. Like 5 years ago, I had like no gray in my beard at all, like none. Like I was shocked when I saw these pictures earlier, and now like I shaved, so it's shorter, so it's not as hard to see, but it's insane, or it's not. It's easy to see, no, hard to see. Yeah. But no, the music movies like Step Up and Pitch Perfect, like I absolutely love those. But for me, like yes, Step Up is what I remember because I fell asleep to. But the movie that I wore out special features on like crazy, and it wasn't just the first one, it was all of them, but it's the Fast and Furious movies. And I
Um,
mean,
well,
God, the special features I would watch on those.
I remember Holes.
Oh yeah, Shia LaBeouf and
Well, did you ever do the special features on Holes?
I don't remember. I know I was
So if you
supposed
did the
to.
special features on Holes, there was the rap, the Holes rap. Do you know what I'm talking about? And it would actually play the music video.
Really? No, I
Yeah,
didn't know
do you
that.
know what I'm talking about?
No,
I'm gonna have to show it to you, but
I remember. I like the thing is, I remember that movie. I mean, like I said, Shia LaBeouf, and it had what's his name, Cleo Thomas. I follow him on
yeah, who is
Twitch and
now
stuff.
like he's dude. Have you seen where he's trying to be Batman? The Batman Beyond.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The thing I love about Cleo Thomas is that he's literally one of us. Like the nostalgic factor, the things he talks about on social media, the memories that he has, like very much are in line with us, you know. But no, the
Well,
Fast and Furious movies. Before we move on past that, I had a conversation with somebody
oh, I've
recently.
they're crazy. Like we've already said, me and you were getting ready to go watch the one in theaters just because.
Yeah, because well, I had a conversation. I have this same conversation with people all the time about how like Fast and Furious is so divisive. You have people that love them. That's me. That's you. That's Howie. You have people that despise them. I have never met anybody who is like in a gray area.
See,
And
Wayne loves the first like 4 or 5, and then Wayne. Well, probably it might be which
I've
one was
he
Paul Walker's send off?
7, I think.
So the ones after, which one's the one when they go to space? That's the one whenever he was like,
Uh
I can't do it anymore. That's like 8.
yeah, I think that's 8. Fate of the Furious.
Yeah, and he was like, I can't do this anymore. Like he
Yeah.
just because
Well,
we
and
watched. I remember watching Tokyo Drift in theaters. I remember watching most of the other Fast and the Furious. I'm pretty sure I saw Too Fast, Too Furious, Ejectocito, cuz.
oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think I saw all of them from the first one I made. It was 2001, so I would have only been like 11,
I
12 maybe.
didn't see that one, but I know for a fact I saw Too Fast, Too Furious.
Oh,
I know I saw
definitely.
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, no, I've seen all the other ones. I can't remember if I saw. I'm pretty sure I saw the first one in theaters, but you know they also like the DVD era is also probably like for me, like you can see looking at this list when my brain pivoted a wee bit. Like, yeah, we talked a lot of action movies, and now we've started talking about some different things. But the Nicholas Sparks movies, and other kind of, I know we won't spend a lot of time on them because I know you haven't watched a lot of chick flicks or
No, I
rom
haven't watched.
coms.
I feel like The Notebook was
Well,
being
look,
played,
yeah, fair enough.
but I don't really remember much of the like.
I will say the Notebook to me is extremely like I enjoy all of them, but it is
Oh,
extremely overrated though. Like there
I
are
will tell you this.
better romance movies than the
So
Notebook. Like P.S. I Love You or The Best of Me. Like I think they're much better than
we're
the
gonna.
Notebook.
All right. So like this is the thing. I don't know if I've seen The Notebook all the way through. I feel like we've started it and had to turn it off for some reason, like with an
What
ex
do
way
you
back
want?
before high school.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sitting upstairs earlier. We're taking like we're hanging pictures up around our house because we just moved and
Right.
stuff like that. Well, there's this picture. I don't know what it is. Becca just always tells me like it's she loves the picture, what it is, blah blah blah. It's apparently the house from The Notebook.
No kidding. So wait a minute. So she has a picture from the house from the Notebook, and you don't know if
It's
you've
like an
seen the
art
Notebook.
like
Yeah.
picture,
Well,
like somebody
well,
sketched it.
well. I'm going to be texting her after we're done recording and letting her know you got to watch the Notebook.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Why?
I just don't want to.
We all have to do things we don't want to do. It's a good movie. I mean,
I do
I
enough. I do
personally,
enough stuff without that I don't
I,
want to.
well,
That's one I
but
love.
but to me, I will say there are better romance movies than the Notebook. I think it's
Well,
very
what I was
overrated.
gonna, I'd say I haven't seen rom coms, but there are some. Like I've seen Bounty Hunter. That's the one with Gerard Butler, and
Yes, Jennifer Aniston.
yeah, that's I've seen that one. Um,
I feel. Have
is
you seen The Ugly Truth? That's also Gerard Butler
I
and
don't know if
Katherine
I've seen that
Heigl.
one.
That one's
I don't
really
remember that
good.
one. But Bounty Hunter, I remember that one. The Proposal,
Oh man, I didn't put that one down. You're right. Ryan Reynolds and Sandy Bullock. Yeah,
fantastic. Betty White.
Betty White, the one and
Um,
only.
and then what's Adam Sandler has 51st Dates.
Oh man, yeah. I didn't even think about 50. We got 51st Dates, Mr.
Um,
Deeds, Big Daddy.
Mr. D, but are those rom coms though?
No, I'm just my brain went to the fact I don't have any Adam Sandler, but no, 50
Yeah.
First Dates, The Wedding
Yeah, because that should have
Singer
been probably. I'm pretty sure we had Mr. Deeds on
up
VHS.
top. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, he did 50 First Dates. He did Wedding
What
Singer. That
Wedding
was
Singer
also
was
a
one
chick
that would have
flick.
been that was a VHS movie. I remember it had a green
Yeah.
case.
Yep.
I'm pretty
Yep.
sure.
Yep. Yep. Um, no, there was, but yeah, rom com wise, there's so many
Um,
good ones.
50
So
First
many good ones.
Dates. What's the one? This is a newer one, but he did one with Jennifer Aniston.
They've done
Or
a
not Jennifer
couple.
Aniston. It's not. Or no, there is one with Jennifer Aniston.
There's several with Jennifer Aniston. They're all
Yeah, but
on
the one.
Netflix.
Yeah, no. There's one that was outside of that. It was the one where he lied about being married, and he.
Oh, is that the one with Brooklyn Decker in it?
Yes. Why can I not think of that?
Uh,
Blended is another fantastic movie. If
uh, so just go with it. It also had
just go
Jennifer
with it.
Aniston. It had also had Jennifer Aniston in it, but that's the one you're thinking of.
Yes, but I'm also thinking of 50 or the one I just said, Blended with
Blended.
Drew
Yep.
Barrymore.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
That
Yep.
where they both have their families and he's dressing the girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I
Everything
forget
he buys is
about
from Dick's.
well, and I forget about talking about rom coms. Now this one's kind of got some heavy themes, but the breakup with Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston. That was kind of heavy, but
Is that
it's
the
Vince
one
Vaughn.
where they're like
Yes.
arguing and he's sitting on the couch playing Madden? And
Well, and
she's like,
it's the one where he's criticizing Jennifer Aniston's sister, and Jennifer
you
Aniston's
know,
like, "Don't you criticize my sister? She's been through a lot." And then Vince Vaughn is like, "Yeah, of dick," and then it turns into a whole yeah,
I do
So
remember that. Well,
it's a
that
little
and then
aggressive.
dude, and then you got to take like the Vince Vaughn. Now I want to know Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson, like where they had a whole thing
Oh,
where it was
Wedding
Wedding
Crashers,
Crashers. What's the one when they're Google employees?
The Internship.
That movie. No, there's that one, and then
Yeah,
um
the Internship is the one where they go to Google.
that movie was awesome.
Now, Couples
I was trying to
Retreat,
see when it came out though.
I don't think Owens Wilson was Couples Retreat.
This couples retreat where the one where there's like they're all getting ready to get a divorce or whatever,
Yes.
and the
Yeah.
one's just got a divorce. He's got like a girlfriend that's like uh super. The girlfriend's like it's like a 20-year age difference, and she's calling him daddy
Yeah.
the entire time.
Yes. Yeah. See, that's what's so funny. Like we have these conversations, and like my brain was like, "Oh my gosh, I did so much action movies," but now we've gotten on a rom com kick that sent us down a massive rabbit hole.
But like these aren't
Um,
like I guess they're rom
but these
coms,
are,
but they're not like I guess I don't think of them as rom coms because they're more funny than
and that's the thing. Like I personally sometimes get kind of confused on where, like, I used to kind of call The Ugly Truth like a chick flick, but it's like, well, no, it's really a rom com, But like Silver Linings Playbook, I kind of want to say a rom com, but it's really not because it's dealing with like mental
when
health
did
issues and stuff.
do you remember the movie? It's it's not going to be one of these movies, but it has what is the guy's name? Why can't I think of the guy's name? But it's with
I
Megan
definitely
McCarthy, I think, and she steals his identity.
Identity Theft. Jason Bateman is
That's
the
the
other.
name
Yeah,
that I was looking for.
yeah. Melissa McCarthy had several really big ones back to back. Like she did that Heat, talking about not Michael Mann's Heat, with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro and Val Kilmer, but Heat with Sandra Bullock and Melissa
Yeah.
McCarthy.
Well,
That one was really
and
good.
then talking about rom coms, we got started was Gerard Butler. Then you take it back to the serious note, and then you have 300.
Oh, dude, yeah. Because see, that's the thing. You still had super iconic action flicks in this time. You had 300. You had Taken. We didn't talk about
Gladiator.
Gladiator, which was scored by Hans Zimmer, by the way. Which also just got a legacy sequel,
Well,
by the way. With
yes, which was not a bad movie.
Pedro. No, I
With
enjoyed it.
Denzel Washington.
Denzel does not make a bad film ever.
So,
Speaking of
did we
Denzel,
not talk about it yet?
no,
We should have talked about that up here,
you've got Training Day, you've got Man on Fire, you've got Out of
dude.
Time,
Training
Book of
Day. Training
Eli.
Day. The 2000s era, going back to Will Smith, Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh my gosh, I forgot
Pursuit of
about
Happiness.
Pursuit of
I
Happiness.
Robot.
That is an insanely heavy movie. especially the
It
fact
is
it's
crazy.
based
So
on a
I
true
watched the
story.
clip the other day where he comes in because he just got put in jail. He just got put in jail, and he
Yeah,
comes to the interview, and it was that interview, and he's like, "I'm gonna be honest. I've been here every day for this, but that. But that's a great movie.
yeah.
But
Well, some of the big
well, and then
series came out around this time too, like the
Rush Hour.
iconic series, Rush Hour, the Harry Potter series,
Yeah,
the
when did
Twilight.
Sorcerer's Stone actually release?
It started pretty early.
It
I
should have
mean,
been
as far
early 2000, right?
yeah, because the book movies started with Harry Potter, and then Twilight was right after, and then Hunger Games was right after. That did this whole, and then 50 Shades. There's
Oh
plenty of other.
one is when it came
Yeah,
out.
yeah. But we also had the Pirates of
Well,
the Caribbean series. The MCU got started around this time. I mean, the 2000s is kind of your peak nostalgia.
and like this isn't technically 2000s. It was like 90s. So the one movie that I used to movies that I used to watch with my dad a lot, and I still did it like up until probably like 5 or 6 years ago. I would go over and we would watch any war movie.
Oh yeah,
So like
there's a Black Hawk
Black Hawk
Down,
Down,
Saving
Saving Private
Private Ryan.
Ryan, which again, that's Mel, right?
Yeah.
Yep, Mel Gibson. Not Mel
Uh,
Gibson. Not Mel Gibson.
no,
Tom Hanks. Tom
no,
Hanks.
he was in We Are Soldiers. Mel Gibson
That's the
was.
one. That's the one. Because I remember that one because it was the disc like this. The DVD had multiple discs in it for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
yeah, one for special features, I think.
Yeah. So, but
No, and
also this era of DVDs, just a random thought. These all had trailers before.
yes, that's also yeah. Just like when you were at the movie theater, you turn it on,
They
you'd
would
have
do
the
the
trailers.
trailers.
Yep, and then you'd have the menu. Yeah, I forgot all about that. And then there's a boatload of cult classics kind of in this era. We talked about some of them in previous episodes, but like those movies, it's Edgar Wright, I think. Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, all of
Oh,
that. Those you had.
Napoleon Dynamite, fantastic.
Gosh, yeah.
Fantastic. Your
Um,
favorite movie, Anchorman, you got that going here.
Yeah, I figured Wayne would get upset if I didn't put Anchorman on here, but I mean, I consider it a cult classic, kind of.
So is this where you would put it's not on here. Did you ever watch Grandma's Boy?
Oh, definitely cult classic, 100%. Yes. Grandma's
Yeah,
Boy
because
is
that's the one
outstanding.
that absolutely positively flopped in theaters, but it has like some of the most sales on DVD that of any DVD.
Yes.
Because I
No,
remember
that
watching a video on it. Because what's the guy's name that's in all the Adam Sandler movies now?
I can't
Nick
think of his
Swardson.
name.
Nick Swardson.
Well, yeah, Swartzen is. That's not the guy I
That's
was
the one
thinking
I'm
of
talking
though.
about I'm thinking of because of he was been remember they've seen him locally like in Shepherdsville.
Right. Yeah. No, I forget. I don't know the guy's name, but Adam Sandler's got so many people that are in all of his movies. But yeah, you had. I mean, there was a bunch. That is the definition of a cult classic.
Yeah.
But Scott Pilgrim versus the World is another one. I mean, a lot of comedies that are really cult classics, kind of in that era.
Well, it's
Um,
funny because like Napoleon Dynamite came out and John Heater was the main guy.
yeah, yep.
That and then he went on like somewhat of a run because he did Blades of Glory with Will Ferrell.
Laser Goro, Will Ferrell. They did a.
He
He
did
did a.
another one.
Is it the baseball one?
That's
The bench. The
Benchwarmers.
bench warmers. Yeah. No, what's funny about that, if you look up the Benchwarmers movie poster, the shirt that Heater is wearing was one of my polos that I wore at GameStop back when they required a polo dress code. Like that exact polo I owned.
That like brown one that he's wearing.
Yes. Yes.
Well, and then someone else we ain't really talked about. David Spade had movies like good movies coming out right here,
Oh,
didn't he?
Joe Dirt and
Um, Knucking Futz. What is
oh,
that's him, isn't it?
I think so. See, I didn't
Joe
do a
Dirt though was a
Joe.
classic.
Yeah, I didn't do a whole like I watched plenty of comedies. I don't want to make it sound like I haven't, but I definitely like in this era I was taking on all the mainstream stuff, the Pirates, the Harry Potter, the Spider-Mans, the MCU stuff. But I also was very much like in my rom-com chick flick kind of era, and I know chick flick can be a derogatory term, so I guess romance movies what I'm referring to. But I was always like action, like that was so
Yeah.
comedies. I was
Well,
always back and forth on.
then you have the movies that so this is also like 2000s is kind of when The Rock started acting instead of wrestling.
The Rundown, Walking
Um,
Tall,
well,
Scorpion
no, no, no.
King,
Rundown is the one I'm talking about, where you got
yes,
like that, like
a little
it's
bit of
not rom
fun there.
coms, it's like comedic action movies.
Yes, yes,
So, like, you get what, a little thunder?
a little
How about
lightning,
a little
thunder.
lightning?
Yeah. Now
Wow.
it's yeah. So but yeah, in the grand scheme, we could literally like we're like right at an hour in. And I mean, when it comes to like I feel like we could talk more and more and more about memorable movies from the past, almost more so than recent movies.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
because we're so
I
nostalgic for them.
there's also, like, I don't feel like there's as many, like, Taken's on here too, and Taken, like, just gonna bring it up real quick, some of the most iconic lines, like we were talking about it earlier with, like, Top
Quotes
Gun
and
and
stuff.
stuff. The
Yep.
quotes, "Can you read this for me real quick?"
Yep. I will find you
You
and I will kill you. Yeah, yeah. Like I feel like we've gotten back to that a little. Again, people know that our generation is so nostalgic, so many people are pulling on that. But like I said, we're about an hour in, so let's go ahead and wrap up our story mode, and let's jump into our first side quest, which is going to be Power Cycle. Now, with Power Cycle, it's the deep pool nostalgic moment. Now, I was able to plan ahead and I dropped two examples on here. So I will go first so that you can noodle on the examples that you want to come to. But specifically, the Power Cycle moment for this segment is around like theater experiences. And I've got two of them. Now, one I feel like I've brought up before, but the other one I don't know if I have. So, and I'll leave out maybe some key specifics on the second one. But so when I was like
you
13,
talked about the first one for sure.
yeah, when I was like 13 or 14, and I'm going to look up the release date for it so that I can confirm. Um, so the movie The Girl Next Door with Emil Hirsch and Alicia Cuthbert came out in 2004. So I would have been, I can't do math. Is that 15? Yeah, I would have been 15. Now, the MPAA with the ratings, that was a rated R movie. You have to be 17. They were not cracking down on this stuff very much, but they were starting to. And so, what I learned is if you bought tickets online, which back then it was like movietickets.com or movie phone with an F. If you bought the tickets online, like they would check ID at the ticket counter. They would not check it where they took your ticket. So I figured that out. And I went and saw The Girl Next Door in theaters like 4 times. And it was one of those, like, I'm actually kind of surprised now that I think about it. Like, I was 15 years old going to see a movie where, if you don't know about this movie, it's, basically a porn star moves next door and he takes her to prom. It's a rom com, essentially. But I feel like if my mom would have known that she was dropping me off at the theater to see a movie about a guy dating a porn star, she probably wouldn't have let me see it 5 times. But I quickly learned that that was the way around getting into R-rated movies, because at that point they would check, but then they eventually did shift where they were checking IDs at the with the ushers and stuff. But I don't really. I mean, I guess I don't pay attention now. I'm 30 something years old, but um, yeah, I managed to sneak into The Girl Next Door several different times. Um, but I know I've mentioned that story before. But the other one, and this is probably hands down my most memorable theater experience, and it's not a good experience at all. So you mentioned it, and I'm glad you did. When we were talking about rom coms, we were talking about Gerard Butler. And you said, yeah, Gerard Butler and rom coms, but also 300. Now, Gerard Butler did a lot of action flicks around that time. He did Gamer, he did Law Abiding Citizen, of course, Olympus Has Fallen, but 300 kind of started it. And I went and saw that in theaters, and I went with a group of friends. Now, first off, I'm a pacifist kind of at heart. Every physical interaction or altercation I've ever been in my life has been basically under the circumstances I'm about to describe, and that's being jumped or assaulted or whatever. Basically, I went in the bathroom, and as I was coming out of the bathroom, random dude, asked if I had change for a 20. And I thought it was weird, but I had change. I was like, yeah, I got change. So I went to give him change. He takes the money out of my hand and he runs off. Well, I'm a dumbass. And so I chase after him. I've told you the story, right? You're giving me a look.
Yeah, I've seen
Huh?
it. Well, you told
Okay.
me about it.
So I chase after him. And this is at Stony Brook, by the way. And run out front, down the left side, down toward Jumbo Buffet. The guy stops and turns around. And all the while I'm hollering, and all that. So anyway, I stop and he swings on me a couple times. And I'm like, look, man, I was like, it's my money. Just give me my $20 back. And about that time, four of his buddies come and like surround me. Well, I'm a dumbass. And I said, obviously, you all don't know how poorly $20 splits five ways. And next thing you know, all five of these dudes kind of swarm me a little bit. And I'm getting my head beat on it, and I'm able to get away and see all five. And it turned into kind of a big issue because the police drove by, and I tried to get the police attention. They rolled their window up and went by. I had to file a report and all that. Anyway, but after seeing 300, I laughed hysterically. Again, I'm a pacifist. This would not have made any kind of difference. But I joke around with people all the time. Had I seen 300 before that, man, I probably would have whooped some ass. Now I say that knowing full well I totally wouldn't. But you talk about the most like like action flick. It's definitely 300. Like that movie, and it holds up very well. I actually watched it recently, and it's
A lot of those movies
insane.
do though, because like I watched the original Gladiator, which, like before the new one came out. It's actually still
Yeah.
Russell Crowe. It's still a
Oh,
good movie. So
so good, so good.
so
What do
um,
you got?
so mine was the original Avengers. I remember. So I was working at GameStop. I was a third key because I didn't get because that's when I turned 18 was 2012. So um we rented. They had an email chain and everything. Like they talked about it on conference calls. There was like, if I had to guess, probably 50 of us from the stores that went and
Holy
watched that
crap!
movie from GameStop. We rented, so we were at
I did
Tinseltown.
not know that.
So we went to Tinseltown, and you know how like you have the dead center of the theater, right?
Mhm.
And then you have the entire right of the theater. Like they're like sectioned off almost. Like it's not
Oh
like
yeah, that was back before they did the recliners. But I know
yes,
exactly what you're
yes.
talking
So
about.
the seats were you couldn't fit you could fit more people in there, but the seats were kind of smaller.
Yep, yep.
So that entire, like, if you're looking out or to the screen, left side of the theater, right above how, like, remember, because you would sit there and then you could kind of see over and you could see people walking in and out and stuff like
Yes,
that.
yeah.
We had that entire side, like
That's insane.
from the top of the steps to the top of the wall. We had that entire side. So, like, me, Amanda, Rob, Nick.
Like everybody, it sounds like with that many
Oh
people.
no, that was just our store, and then you had like, I talked about him before, Josh.
Oh, they came up for it too.
Oh, he's the one that got all the tickets.
Oh man.
So it was like Josh, his assistant, is both of his third keys. We had a guy who thought a Kia Soul was the coolest thing there ever was, the hamster mobile, if you remember those commercials. And
Yes. Oh my god.
yeah, so that. But yeah, dude, it was crazy. There was probably more like 30, 35 people, but it was still like we had that entire like if you were on that side, you worked at GameStop.
That's nuts. I was already gone by then, 2012, but that had to have been. I mean,
It
because
was fun.
every Marvel movie I've seen with people, so it's always a great experience. I can't imagine being there with like 50 people that I knew.
Yeah, it was great.
That is insane. Yeah, your story is much better than sneaking in. Like I feel like both of mine. One, I was sneaking into a movie which I shouldn't have, and then one I got jumped outside of a theater. That
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, fair enough.
So
Um,
now let's move into our now loading.
all right.
Can you still see it?
Huh?
Can you still see the bracket?
Oh yeah. So now loading. We've got this is our social media trends. This one specifically So this is our bracket. So if you recall, we've done brackets in the past. It's the same bracket for both of us, and how we're, so Austin will read things off. I'm going to give my answers, and then vice versa. We do have a screenshot of this, and we're going to drop it in Discord. So if anyone wants to play along, you are able to do so. It's just going to be an image that's on there. We'll drop in Discord when the episode drops. So that being said, what do we have? 16, right? We have 16 of them. So these are random movies. Literally, we've talked about, I think, all of them at some capacity today.
But we basically were just like, we went through and gave 16 movies, and that's what we put on here.
Yeah,
No
it's
specific
not
order, no like this is my
no
favorite, your favorite,
genre.
nothing.
Exactly.
It's just random movies.
All right, here we go. Start me off. What do we got?
Top Gun and Sandlot.
Top Gun and Sandlot. They cannot be any two opposite of movies. We're gonna go Top Gun. We're gonna go Top Gun over Sandlot.
There's only one correct answer. The Fast and the Furious or Jurassic Park?
No, you cannot make me choose between.
Well, I am.
Holy! Did you I did not see these against each other. When did you randomize this before?
Yeah, it's always like that. So I just put them in, and I just type it in, and they just put them in
my
bracket.
God! Give me Fast. Give me Fast and Furious.
Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, or Speed?
Speed is not my favorite Keanu Reeves movie, although it is outstanding and it has Sandy Bullock. But we're going Pirates. The Pirates is. I'm especially on a pirate kick right now because of Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Superbad or Titanic?
I love Superbad. However, Titanic is one of my top films. Like, I absolutely love it. Not even because I've kept rewinding and pausing the VHS. Like, it's a great romantic film.
Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone, and Spider-Man 2.
Laura is going to murder me in my sleep for this. There is no way in hell I am gonna give Harry Potter over Spider-Man. I've got to do Spider-Man 2. And this is, by the way, this Spider-Man 2 is Sam Raimi's Tobey Maguire Spider-Man that we're referring to there.
So 300 in Training Day.
Dude, I don't think I realized how difficult I made this whenever I started.
You gave me the movies.
I know. I gave you the. I know. Holy crap.
Well, you know you have a clear-cut winner. Like, that's the problem with this. Like, we shouldn't have put Top Gun or Die Hard on here.
No, well, not necessarily, because I mean, I do love Die Hard, but it depends on what it lands up against. I'm going to say
there's not a movie that I will. That's the problem. There's not a movie that.
Yeah, well, maybe we ought to remove Top Gun for you then. If you know you're going to make it win, we'll change out Top Gun. I'm going to pick Training Day, actually, over 300, because Training Day is just so iconic.
Oh, I know what you're going to pick. Anchorman or Matrix? You're picking Matrix.
Oh, Matrix, 100%.
Taken or Die Hard?
So, yeah, I am going to pick Die Hard over Taken, for sure. Yeah, just because Die Hard is like my absolute, like, I love it. Depending on what it's up against, I get in different headspaces all the time, so I could pick something different. But yeah, I
Top
think for
Gun
you,
or the Fast and the Furious?
Fast and the Furious over Top Gun. I'm sorry. I know you're upset, but I can see the look on your face. But I'm sorry. Fast and Furious is beating out Top Gun. I got to figure out what I'm going to replace Top Gun with for you whenever.
Just so you know, I'm looking at you.
Oh, I know. I can tell.
Because you're up there.
Yes, I know. It's okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean or Titanic?
I am gonna have to go with between Pirates of the Caribbean and Titanic. I will say if it was the third Pirates, I'd probably say the third Pirates over Titanic. But I'm going Titanic.
Is the third one the one when he paints his eyes? And that's the second one.
Yeah, that's the second.
Oh wait, you said
third
Titanic,
one.
right?
I did say Titanic. Yeah, different kind of ship movie.
Spider-Man 2 or Training Day?
Training Day is one of the best films of all time. I love Spider-Man 2, but fortunately there are so many. Fortunately, there is a much better Spider-Man movie that just came out, so we're going Training Day.
Matrix or Die Hard?
We're gonna go Die Hard over the Matrix. I do love the Matrix; it's very iconic, but I'm picking Die Hard.
The Fast and the Furious or Titanic?
That's such a insane combination. I'm picking the Fast and Furious.
Training Day or Die Hard?
So they're amazing for two totally different reasons. Because Training Day is just. I can't think of the word right now that it comes to mind, but it's Die Hard is an action flick. That's all it is. Training Day is much more. I can't think. The word escapes me right now. but I'm gonna pick Die Hard. Um,
Fast and
and
Furious or Die Hard.
I was kind of purposely trying to avoid this setup actually, because this is probably the worst verses that I could possibly have. Because I'm gonna pick the Fast and Furious. I love Die Hard, but I do. But the Fast and Furious, I have so many memories with for so many years, and we are still seeing those characters today. That yeah, I love it. So we're going Fast and Furious.
There you go.
Hey, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I am not a fan of having to put Fast and Furious against Jurassic Park, though. I do feel really bad about having to knock Jurassic Park out. All right. So same bracket, except I'm not giving you Top Gun since you've said, well, Top Gun's going to win everything no matter what. So I need to give you something aside from Top Gun, but you can leave Top Gun in the spot. I will just say the word when we get to
Oh no, I can literally just give it to me. It'll change it.
it. Okay, let's do. We talked about it. Let's do True Lies. All right. So your first one's going to be True Lies and Sandlot.
Sandlot.
Oh,
Sandlot
okay.
is such a classic movie.
That's fair. That's fair. Is it the it is the Killing Me Smalls one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
The Grant Bambino.
Bambino. Okay, did you pick Sandlot? I didn't see it
Oh,
move up. Oh, you got to restart the thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So Jurassic Park or the Fast and Furious? See, it's a difficult choice, isn't it?
This is probably the hardest one in the entire bracket.
I'm saying. It's tough because Jurassic Park is so iconic and holds up so well, but Fast and Furious we're so nostalgic for. What'd you
Um,
pick?
Fast and the Furious.
Okay. Next, you got Pirates, Curse of the Black Pearl, and Speed.
Pirates.
Yeah, it's a Disney product. That makes sense. Super. I know what
I
you're.
love
I know.
Johnny Depp. I love Johnny Depp.
Oh, that's fair. Super bad or Titanic?
Super
Yeah,
bad. You
I
cannot not pick super bad.
yeah, I felt like you were gonna. Yeah, all right.
So so
I
this is the one that you're gonna get bad at. One of them that you're
no,
gonna get bad at.
no. I feel that we're different on this one. So Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone, or Spider
No,
Man
I
2.
love Spider Man. I'm not like I loved those first three Spider Man movies. I have read every Harry Potter book. I've watched all the movies in theaters. Harry Potter is the one that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, well, and I feel. I mean, I don't. Spider Man 2 was super iconic for me. I don't know if it had the same impact it did for you. Okay, 300 or Training Day. I think I know what you're picking here. Oh, you went
I
300.
picked 300. So Training Day is a fantastic movie, and it is the movie that I use. The GIF of Denzel Washington in the car I
My
use
man.
it
Yeah.
all the time. But 300 is a fantastic movie.
Yeah, that's
So
fair. Oh, I know what you're picking here.
Anchorman and Matrix.
Anchorman or Matrix. Yeah, you going with that crappy Anchorman movie. Taken or Die Hard? You're gonna break my heart, aren't you? Yeah, you're going
Taken.
Taken.
Yeah, yeah. Taken's pretty fantastic.
All right.
Um,
Next
so
up, you
back to the
got
top.
You got Sandlot and The Fast and the Furious. No way.
I've seen
Okay.
Sandlot
All
so
right.
many times.
I'm just making sure you picked the fast. So we
Um,
okay.
so Fast and the Furious.
You got Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, Super Bad. Two totally different genres.
I've seen the first three Pirates so many times. It's not even
Yeah,
funny.
me too. Me too.
Why is the rum gone? Why is the rum gone?
Why is the rum gone?
So
We got Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone and 300. I feel like you're going Harry Potter.
mm, yeah,
Yeah, going Harry Potter. So you'll be on
yeah.
Murray's
Going
good
Harry Potter
side
and
now.
Sorcerer's Stone. Anchorman and
Or
Taken.
Taken. Oh my God! Please don't tell me. Okay, good,
I
good
Taken.
pick. Going with Taken over Anchorman. All right, so you got Fast and the Furious and the Pirates of the Caribbean. That's a tough choice. Would you pick Pirates?
Yeah,
Okay,
Pirates.
all right.
I'm telling you, those movies. Now this is one that's hard.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone or Taken? I will find you. I will kill you. Or I don't know of a quote off of Harry Potter. So why is the rum gone? Oh no, wrong movie. Difficult choices.
I'm actually.
I am actively watching your cursor like twiddle back and forth. The decision is so tough.
I'm gonna go
Taken.
Taken. I've
Well,
probably seen Taken. Taken is one that. So like now they're redoing Harry Potter and stuff like that. So as much as
right.
I would say Harry Potter, but like Taken, Taken. I can turn Taken on. I actually might watch it tonight just while I'm goofing
Yeah,
off. But
that is a great movie.
you can watch it over and over again. But it's because of the action. It doesn't. Nothing else matters.
Right, right.
So
Well, I know where you're going to land here. Your final matchup is the Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, or Taken, and I feel your Disney heart won't let you choose anything otherwise, which I'm okay with. But you could
what's
also pick Taken.
crazy?
Yeah.
What's crazy out of these two, probably Pirates. But what's crazy is Pirates wouldn't have ever even been here if you didn't change True Lies to Top Gun or
Yeah.
Top Gun to
No.
True Lies.
Oh, yeah. If you knew you were going to put Top Gun all the way, there's no way we're going to do that. So.
Yeah, no, there's no like. Just to me, like the Top Gun's I've watched that movie. I watched it in the hospital with both of my kids, like both times. Like we had our kids. Like I watched
Oh
Top
yeah.
Gun.
All right. Well, like I said, we've both got through our bracket. My finisher was Fast and Furious. Austin's was Pirates of the Caribbean. But
Even though this one they were different.
it's true. Now, the empty bracket with Top Gun will be in Discord along with the episode drop. So
So
feel
the
free to
only way,
participate.
also, if this was Too Fast, Too Furious, it would have won.
All right, cuz. All right.
All right, Ejectocito, cut.
That's right. All right.
These
Let's go
pockets
ahead.
ain't. These pockets ain't hungry.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and head into our save point. Right. Well, I don't think I realized how off the rails this kept, like how this could have been like a 2-hour episode. Like, did you see how we
Yeah.
started talking about one and then it was just like a stair step all of a sudden? Like,
Well, and then like realizing like, oh wait, you didn't even put any of
we
these
forgot
movies
this.
on
We
here.
forgot this. We forgot this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for
So
anyone that listens, and I've heard this too, it's like you haven't talked about this. You haven't talked about this. Look, it's one. We try and keep things under a certain kind of time, and I've got a list of things to kind of keep us on track, and then we go down rabbit holes. It's a whole thing. But the big thing was all things movies today, and just kind of reminiscing and talking about movies that we like. I'm glad to know that I still kind of got my A game on knowing movies pretty well, with how you being like, what was that movie? And then boom, what was that movie? Boom, So, but the big thing is, thank you as always for kind of hanging out with us, going
listening.
through. Yeah, hanging out, listening. If you want to participate and get a little involved, you got a bracket to look at now, along with the pod. If you join the
Which
Discord,
again, go to the Discord.
that's right. So, social media channels, also the email address, the midnight release pod at gmail.com, the Discord. Always reach out to us with any kind of feedback. We very much appreciate everyone who's listening each week. We did just recently celebrate a big milestone, which we did a TikTok about, where we celebrated 1,000 downloads. So I could say thank you 1,000 times, and it still wouldn't be enough. So we very much appreciate everyone hanging out and listening and everything. So it's been a really, really good time. Over 40 weeks in. Next week, episode's going to be going back to kind of general nostalgia. We mentioned this in our patch notes a couple weeks ago, but we are going to be looking at kind of some of the legendary childhood debates that we can remember from the schoolyard, or even just from the early days at GameStop. But general kind of debate conversations: Pepsi or Coke, Dragon Ball or Naruto. But yeah, that's what we're going to be getting into next week. Austin, missed anything for the save point?
Again, thank you all. I appreciate it.
Very, very much so. And as always, folks, remember, some memories are worth lining up for.